What is going on, everybody? Thank you so much for being here. In this video, we are going to talk about my experience working out at 4 o'clock in the morning for my entire professional career, which has been about 5 years. So I wanted to get into some of the success that I've had, some of the struggles that I've faced, and the pros and cons of working out that early. So if you guys get anything out of this video, or if you enjoy it, please drop it a like, subscribe to the channel if you are new, and let's get straight into it.
Never say when, it's 5 in the morning.
You guys know I go to the gym early in the morning, so how I make that happen is a lot of planning the night before. So I'll get my lunch ready for the day or the next day, I'll get my breakfast ready, I'll have it all packed and ready to go. I'm on my way to the gym. It is going on 5:18 a.m. So the colder that it gets outside, the fewer and fewer people that start coming into the gym early, which is great obviously, but the fact that it's freezing cold right now, you have to do quite a bit of warming up here. Morning, everybody. So we're gonna chug a bottle of water on the way to the gym. Then I'll have my coffee, my protein powder, and we'll be ready to go.
Always reply, well, you're not an angel either, you can't even fly.
This is perfection. The only person that has more energy than myself at 5 a.m. We're gonna talk about why I love 4 a.m. Even though I realize it's an hour of the day that most people hope to never see, there's just something about it that I've really fallen in love with over the years.
Nothing's louder than the sound of silence.
What I love most is the silence. And I'm just getting back to the point where I can actually train with intensity again.
Been so early on the sheet of the tablet in my mind, cause I don't write. Cause I ain't got time.
It is 5:45. I try to be in the office by 6:30 on Mondays, so I gotta go.
All the opportunities that you got, I mean all the possibilities, so many options. So if we're taking this to the team, you and I about to back down cause we got your back. I'm waking up.
Well, I guess I should start by answering the question, why in the world do I wake up that early to work out anyway? And the answer, it's pretty easy, and I don't think anyone is gonna be surprised. It's just so that I can tell Instagram how hard it is I'm working and how hard I grind day in and day out. So be sure to follow me. But in all seriousness, as most of you guys already know, I'm only a part-time YouTube thought. Full-time, I work in corporate America, started in accounting, now I work in sales. I realized quite the transition. Go back and watch some older videos if you are interested in that. But given that my lifestyle is a little bit different than most people you watch on the internet, working out before work just tended to work better in my life and my schedule. That was a lot of works in one sentence.
Work, 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 work.
Another question I should answer, what time do I wake up and what time do I go to bed? I am up at precisely 3:57 a.m. and there's a very good reason for that. If you guys are interested in why that specific time, leave a comment down below and I can elaborate on that in a future video. I try to be in bed by 9 or 9:30, which I've done a very, very good job of. Lately, there was a period where my sleep was terrible, and I would not recommend that to anyone. There is nothing cool about team no sleep. There's nothing cool about only getting 4 to 5 hours. You will experience negative side effects. I promise you, I experienced them myself and it was not a fun time. Just thinking that I was invincible. So be on the lookout for that if this is something that you are going to try for yourself. There are some setbacks that I've experienced along the way. In addition to having some negative side effects with the sleep, I've also had some pretty serious injuries. I herniated 3 discs in my back, most likely from not warming up properly in the mornings. And in the midst of all that, trying to heal my back, I hurt my shoulder. So it hasn't always been easy. There have been some things that I haven't been that smart about. So when you have so many different variables that you need to control, such as your pre-bed hydration and nutrition, what you do before your workouts, the proper stretches, because you have to think, you have just been awake for maybe 30 minutes. Your body is not necessarily prepared for moving heavy amounts of weight. So you have to be a little bit smarter than you would be if you were training later in the day. Now let's jump into into some pros and cons about working out early in the morning. The number one pro for me is increased flexibility. It allows me to do other things after work outside of going to the gym, because as we all know, that is a very large time commitment. So whether that be working late, going to happy hours, hanging out with your friends, whatever it is that you all like to do in your free time, that's essentially gone if you spend all your evenings in the gym. The other thing that I really like is that it eliminates all excuses. There is nothing else going on at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning that can distract you from working out, other than sleeping, of course. So it kind of helps in a way, at least for me, if you can drag yourself out of bed. Pro number 2 is that it saves time. How many people do you know that follow the exact same morning routine of waking up to their alarm clock, checking their phone, falling back asleep, waking up a few minutes later, flipping over, wondering what the meaning of life is, and following this cycle over and over again, and before you know it, you just wasted 30 to 40 minutes when you could have just woken up on your first alarm because you have to. You have no other option if you want to make it to the gym on time, getting something done, and not having that wasted time in the morning. And then when you get to the gym, you're not gonna have any traffic, by the way, on your drive there. There's gonna be no one on your machine, so you don't have to wait for them. Everything is just so peaceful and calm, and overall, it's just such a better environment. And pro number 3 is it sets the tone for the day. It gives you an automatic win. When you go to the gym in the morning and you knock it off first thing, it's almost like you go into everything else with a feeling of accomplishment and so much more energy, at least in the beginning of the day. When I'm driving to work, I am amped up. When I get into the office, I am that annoying person with a big smile on their face, saying hi to everybody and telling them how great of a day it's gonna be. What a freaking day to be alive, my friends. It is gonna be such a great day. I'm gonna go off to work. I'm gonna do whatever it is that I do there, count beans, annoy people, because I am high on life. I have those endorphins in me from my workout. Now, 2 o'clock, you might get a little bit tired, but that is what caffeine is for, my friends. Now, of course, there are some cons with working out early in the morning, starting with, well, the most obvious, that you have to wake up, but we're not even including that one because you're gonna have to wake up eventually anyway. You might as well just get it over with. But the first con I wanted to talk about was you might have an increased risk of injury, which is something that I experience. Because as I mentioned, your body is not gonna be ready for a whole lot of stress when you just rolled out of bed. So you're gonna have to spend more time warming up with your mobility, making sure that every step you take is very calculated before you go throwing heavy loads of weight onto your body, or else you're gonna be like me and you're gonna be snapped up. So you gotta be smart if you wanna train early on in the morning. The other major con to this is that you are not going to be as alert as you would be later on in the day. And I don't know if there's any real way around this. I mean, trust me, I wake up, I chug my caffeine, I try to hype myself up, I listen to some Kevin Gates because you know that boy don't get tired. But even then, it still feels like I'm kind of in a dreamland for the first 30 minutes or so. So you're probably not going to have the best workouts that you've ever had, especially initially. It will take some time, and it does get better. And the last con that I'll talk about is that you're probably gonna feel a little bit rushed, especially if you're trying to get it in before work. It's like a mad dash every single day. And if anything gets in my way, if for whatever reason someone was on a machine that I was using, even though I'm pretty much the only person there in the mornings, then I'd be like, well, what am I supposed to do? I don't have 5 minutes to wait. My routine is so calculated. I have it down to a science. So it will feel a little bit hectic at times, but that's just part of it. So that has been my experience working out at 4 a.m. I would love to know if you guys are morning workout people. My guess is most people watching this one are, or maybe you're watching this because you would like to be. You wanted some tricks and hints. Well, I hope you got some in this video, but if you have any other questions, feel free to leave a comment down below. I read them all. If you do have questions, I'll try to respond to each and every one of you. I really appreciate you taking the time out of your day to watch. You could have been doing anything in the entire world, and you chose to spend a few minutes with me. That is pretty awesome. Please give this video a like if you enjoyed it. I would really appreciate that. Subscribe to the channel if you are new, and I look forward to talking to you guys next time.